My son's autistic, nonverbal, so he doesn't learn from lectures or explanations or me trying to teach him about life in the traditional sense. He learns something much more powerful than words. He learns me, my behavior, my tone, my stress, my calm, my reactions, the way I treat people, the way I speak to people, and the way I treat myself when no one's watching. And that made me realize something. I'm not just raising my son, I am shaping his understanding of what life feels like. So this video isn't about advice that I give him. It's about the mistakes that I don't want him to inherit from me. So my son doesn't need words to understand me. He needs energy. He reads the tension in the room. He reads the frustration in my face. He reads when I'm distracted, overwhelmed, not paying attention. And I didn't understand it at first. I used to think if I don't say anything wrong, it won't affect him. But that's not actually true, is it? Because autistic children often interpret the world more intensely. So even when I say nothing, I'm still communicating something. And one of the mistakes that I don't want him to repeat is this: living in a constant state of emotional noise. Because that becomes normal for a child. And I don't want stress to feel normal for him. I want calm to be the norm. There were periods in my life when my mind wasn't stable. Overthinking, emotional confusion, attachment to people and situations, and trying to understand myself through others. And I'm sure we've all been there. And the problem is that a child like mine doesn't understand the why behind the emotions. He only experiences the outcome. So if I'm chaotic internally, he feels chaos without any explanation. And that's the mistake I don't want him to repeat. Not knowing how to regulate himself, not knowing how to come back to calm. So as a father, I've learned that my calm is his education. One thing I've learned in life is how others' opinion can easily become how you see yourself, your worth, how you treat yourself. And I don't want that for him, because my son already started life with communication difficulties, and that alone can create misunderstanding from others. So if I carry a mindset of I need my value confirmed by other people, then I unintentionally pass on that insecurity to him. And with him and his communication issues, he may develop that insecurity even deeper, even more intensely. Instead, I want him to know that he doesn't need to perform for worth, doesn't need approval to exist fully, and he is enough, doesn't need external validation. Because one day, he will face a world that misunderstands him. And I don't want him to think that I am less because they don't understand me. Raising an autistic child teaches you something very quickly. You cannot pour from a drained place. So there are days when communication is harder, routine is all over the place, meltdowns happen, unexpected events occur. And if you're emotionally unstable as a parent, things just get harder, heavier. So one of the biggest mistakes I've made in life, and I'm sure we all have, was not protecting my own energy. Taking too much in, overthinking everything, every little comment, every single thing that occurred, and letting emotional situations drain me. And now I see clearly that my son depends on my stability more than my words. So I can't actually afford to constantly be emotionally fractured. And then I used to think that pain defined understanding. That if I allowed myself to suffer more, to understand pain more, I understood life more deeply. But as a father, what I'm learning is completely different. He doesn't need me to understand and be consumed in pain. He needs me to be functional in the presence of pain. Because life will not remove challenges for him. So instead of him learning that suffering is where identity comes from, I want him to know that you can experience difficulty, just don't live there. This is the part people don't expect. Because while I think I'm raising him, in many ways, he's also raising me. And I've touched on this before, and it is really important. If you watch my other videos, I have mentioned a lot of this before. My son is teaching me patience without expectation, presence without distraction, love without condition, calm without explanation, connection without words. And he forces me to slow down, to observe more, react less. And that allows me to understand more deeply what matters and what doesn't matter. So if I strip away everything, all the overthinking, all the emotional history, the noise from the past, the mistakes, what's left is simple. I want to be a stable presence for my son, for my children, for my family. And my son may never learn from my words. I'm hoping one day he does, but he will definitely learn from my life. So this video isn't a message for him, more like a promise, a commitment that I will try every day to be the kind of father whose life is easier for him to inherit from than to escape from. And that's it. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like always, do leave me your comments in the comment section below. Do consider subscribing, leaving me a like. It really helps the channel out. And as always, until next time, stay safe.